If you carried a bar in World War II, you were already marked. In the Pacific, Japanese soldiers were trained to recognize you in seconds. In Normandy, German snipers scanned every hedgerow for the exact same silhouette. Different jungles, different fields, different enemies. But the same whispered order echoed across two continents. Kill the man with the bar first. Because if he stayed alive, an entire American squad kept moving. And once an American squad kept moving, the fight was usually already over. This is the story of the Browning automatic rifle, a weapon designed for one war that never really fought it, then dropped into battlefields it was never meant to survive. And somehow, it became the beating heart of American infantry. Stay with me, because by the end of this story, you will understand why one man with 20 rounds could change the geometry of an entire battlefield, and why the men who carried this rifle often knew they probably would not come home. It began in 1917. By then, Europe had become a machine built specifically to kill infantry. Bolt-action rifles were accurate. A trained soldier could fire roughly 15 aimed rounds per minute. But accuracy was no longer the problem. Movement was. Heavy machine guns like the Maxim gun could dominate entire fields, but nobody was dragging 80 pounds of steel through shell craters, mud, wire, and machine gun fire. Artillery could force defenders underground. But the moment the barrage lifted, machine gun crews climbed back out, set up their weapons, and turned no man's land into a slaughterhouse. The attackers did not need better marksmanship. They needed fire that could move. And one man answered. John Browning. He designed a rifle chambered in Port 30-06 Springfield, fed by a 20-round box magazine, weighing roughly 16 pounds, heavy enough to control, light enough for one strong man to carry straight into hell. The doctrine had a name, walking fire. The bar gunner advanced while firing, not to hit every defender, but to force defenders to duck for the few seconds his comrades needed to cross open ground alive. That is the first thing most people misunderstand. The bar was never just a killing weapon, it was a movement weapon. And that is why enemies feared it. But the First World War ended before the bar could prove itself. 50,000 rifles went into storage. And then history did something Browning never planned. It sent his rifle into the Pacific. In the jungles of Guadalcanal, visibility collapsed. 10 yards, sometimes less. Japanese positions hid inside caves, ravines, tree lines, bunkers, vegetation so thick, the first sign of enemy contact was often the first Marine hitting the dirt. And in that world, the bar became priceless. One Marine. One rifle. 20 rounds of .3006. And suddenly a cave entrance became a death trap. A bunker slit disappeared in splinters. A jungle trail became a wall of lead. And a banzai charge became a massacre. But what made the bar truly dangerous was not the weapon. It was the system behind it. Japanese squads were organized around one crew served machine gun. Kill that gun, and the squad's automatic fire often died with it. The Americans built something different: redundancy. By 1944, American Marine squads carried multiple BARs. If one gunner fell, another man picked it up. If he fell, the next man grabbed it. The weapon mattered more than the man carrying it. That sounds brutal. In combat, it saved lives, because killing the gunner bought the enemy only seconds. And seconds were never enough. The wall of bullets kept coming. And then came Normandy. And an enemy that understood infantry combat better than almost anyone on Earth. The Germans. Their MG-42 fired 1,200 rounds per minute, nearly double the bar's 400 to 650. Their snipers were disciplined, patient, professional killers. And in the hedgerows of Normandy, every field became a coffin. The hedges were not bushes. They were walls of packed earth, ancient roots, and perfect firing positions. A cautious attacker died there. A slow attacker died there. A man who waited died there. The bar gave American infantry the one thing the hedgerows tried to steal: momentum. When a German sniper fired, doctrine said, "Take cover. Find the muzzle flash. Return accurate fire." The Germans understood the weapon. What they never fully understood was the doctrine. Because the Americans did something else. They sent the bar, not at the exact position, at the sector, a burst into the hedge. Move. Another burst. Move again. 20 rounds gone in under 2 seconds. Reload. Move. Another burst. This was not elegance. This was pressure. And on paper, better weapons existed. Weapons with larger magazines, quick change barrels, higher sustained fire. On paper. But on battlefields, none of that mattered. Because a sniper depends on one thing: time. Time to observe, time to aim, time to fire once, and disappear. The bar took time away. And that changed everything. The bar was not trying to kill him. It was trying to occupy him. A sniper with his head down controlled nothing. That is suppression. Not killing the enemy, stopping him from killing you while you move. And hedge by hedge, field by field, it worked. But the cost was terrible. Post-war estimates placed the average combat life expectancy of a bar gunner at roughly 30 minutes. 30 minutes. German snipers knew exactly who to shoot first. Japanese soldiers knew exactly who to shoot first. Every battlefield taught the same lesson: kill the bar gunner, or the Americans keep coming. Which brings us to one man. Charles DeGlopper, June 1944. 3 days after D-Day, near La Fire, his platoon was trapped. German fire covered the only escape route. The only way out was across open ground. DeGlopper stood up, alone, bar in his hands. He stepped into the open and opened fire. He was hit. He kept firing, hit again, still firing, magazine empty, reload, still firing. German bullets, still firing. By the time they finally brought him down, his platoon was gone. Alive, he received the Medal of Honor. But what happened that day was bigger than heroism. It was bar doctrine reduced to one man, one rifle, and a few minutes of impossible courage. He did not fire because he expected to survive. He fired because the squad had to move. And that is the brutal truth of the bar. It was not the fastest, not the lightest, not the most modern. It overheated. It carried only 20 rounds. It lacked a quick change barrel. And on paper, better weapons existed. But wars are not won on paper. They are won by what soldiers do with steel in their hands. Against Japanese charges, the bar shattered momentum. Against German snipers, it destroyed patience. Against hidden defenders, it created the seconds American infantry needed to cross deadly ground. That is why enemies hunted the bar gunner first, not because he was easiest to kill, but because he was the most dangerous man to leave alive. From French trenches to Pacific jungles to frozen hills in Korea, the bar remained what it had always been: a heavy weapon for one man. A dangerous job, a moving wall of fire, and for every enemy watching from the other side, one terrifying certainty: as long as the bar was still firing, the Americans were still coming. So here is my question. 20 rounds in the magazine. An open field in front of you. Your squad waiting behind. Would you have stepped out first? Tell me in the comments.